Well, I've always told you that in the transfer window, never rule out anything. In a transfer window, everything is possible. That's it. Arsenal had pulled out of the Moises Caicedo race to concentrate onto the signing of Kai Havertz, Declan Rice, and Julian Timber. Now, after signing all those three players, it looks like they thought that Chelsea would have gone ahead to do the needful and get this deal over the line. But as it stands, they haven't done what they're supposed to do. And guess what? Arsenal are going back for Moises Caicedo. Welcome to the Arsenal News Show. This is the Rokani Media Football. Rokan David is my name. You can as well call me RD. You can as well follow us on Twitter at Rokani Media FB. And if at all you don't know where Twitter is, go into the description box below. There is a link of our Twitter account and you click it, follow it up, and you won't miss out on stories that really do make news onto this channel and those that don't even appear here, because guys, there are very many stories that really show up into what we call the Twitter feed of Rokani Media Football but don't come up to here, because if I told you how to do everything, guys, we can do like 20 stories a day, and maybe every story is supposed to be 1 hour long, something that most of you won't really get accustomed to because such long videos aren't your thing. So let's see close to 400 likes. Smash on this video and don't forget to subscribe because we want to hit 20,000 subscribers before the end of this month. And guys, guess what? We've not even hit 16,000 subscribers yet. We are left with just 15 days to go to call this month a month. That is it. So let's continue spreading the love. Subscribe so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Now, where do we start this from? Chelsea, we are pushing to sign Moises Caicedo, and guess what? Brighton are really wanting some huge amount of money. Looks like Chelsea are not shown seriousness to see to it that Brighton really even leaves the player behind. And guess what? A story that came in from Mail Sport indicated that Brighton expect to include Moises Caicedo in their squad that leaves for the USA on Monday. Chelsea has not come close to matching Brighton's £100 million asking price, and the negotiations are ongoing. So Chelsea have not done enough. If Chelsea had done enough, there would have been no reason as to why Brighton flies with Moises Caicedo to America. And Chelsea are a team that is still looking for money from sales. So they've gone ahead to sell Kai Havertz for £67 million. They've gone ahead to sell Mason Mount to Man United at £60 million. That is £127 million. When you add on like the £50 million they got from the sale of Eduardo Mendy and this other guy and Koulibaly, that is close to 177 million pounds. Add on the 20 they sold Christian Pulisic, that is 197. Add on is it the 20 again they sold Ruben Loftus-Cheek, that is 212. They've not yet gotten the urge to really spend £100 million for Moises Caicedo. The best they can spend is 70, and Brighton says we are valuing our player at £100 million. Now, we've been told by Mail Sport again that Arsenal, because of all the above, have gone ahead to set about Chelsea and they're not getting this deal over the line. Arsenal are still in the race to sign Moises Caicedo from Brighton, but face big competition with Chelsea for his signature. So Arsenal are back in this race. So that's why I always tell you that never say a deal is over the line. I think Arsenal got out of the deal of Moises Caicedo knowing that maybe they can't compete with Chelsea because they can't go ahead and sign two players for £200 million, because if you sign Declan Rice for 105 and you sign Moises Caicedo for 100, that means you will obviously spend £205 million. And after that, Arsenal found themselves in a situation of pulling out of the Moises Caicedo deal. Why? Because they never wanted West Ham to obviously take them unserious and to give way for the side of Man City to come in through. Because if Arsenal was negotiating 2 deals at once of Declan Rice and Moises Caicedo, trust me, they would have gone ahead to lose the Declan Rice deal, So they decided to put their concentration on Declan Rice, a player they made their priority signing in the since the January winter transfer window up to now, and they really got the deal over the line. Now, after getting the deal over the line, they found themselves in a very bad situation. They've gone ahead to lose Granit Xhaka to Bayern Leverkusen, and now Thomas Partey knocked onto the Mikel Arteta's door and told him, I want out of this club. And he has gone ahead to agree personal terms with the Saudi side known as Al Hilal. It's not Al Ahly. Al Ahly is that of Egypt. They cannot pay that amount of money to Thomas Partey. So this is Al Hilal in Saudi Arabia. He's going to earn £400,000 a week. Arsenal want £45 million for the sale of Thomas Partey to that side, and Al Hilal is offering £30 million. And I think this deal is going to happen, and that's why Arsenal have not gone ahead to include Thomas Partey onto the list of players that have gone ahead to really play or join Arsenal in America, because Arsenal has gone ahead to fly over the Pacific to the United States of America for its preseason. They're going to play 3 games against Barcelona, the MLS All-Stars, and Manchester United. Those are the 3 games Arsenal is going to play in America. So as it stands, Arsenal need another midfielder. And if at all you are looking for the perfect midfielder to replace Thomas Partey and Granit Xhaka, that is obviously Moises Caicedo, because Caicedo can play as a CDM, he can play as a number 8, and you might have a midfield of Odegaard, Declan Rice, and Moises Caicedo. That's it. You can also have Jorginho, Moises Caicedo, and Odegaard. So that is how beautiful the midfield of Arsenal is going to look. And one will ask, Rokani, how can Arsenal spend more £100 million on Moises Caicedo? Trust me, if there is a position that Arsenal need another player, it's the central midfield, provided Thomas Partey leaves. And it's not in the favor of Arsenal for Thomas Partey to leave, but it is in the favor of Thomas Partey to leave the club of Arsenal. Arteta wanted him to stay. The player wants out. Now let me break it down for you. Thomas Partey is going to be sold for £45 million. Granit Xhaka was sold for £22 million. Sorry, £21 million. So 21 plus 45 for Partey, that is £66 million. Not so? So add on the £6 million they sold Pablo Mari to AS Monza. You get that comes to £71 million. Albert Sambi Lokonga is another one that Arsenal has to sell for £30 million. There is, if I know they sell him 30, that is £100 million. Add on Nuno Tavares 115. Add on Faron Balogun, Inter Milan coming strong for him, £45 million. That is close to £160 million. There is Cedric Soares, even if you count like 4, that is close to 170. So Arsenal can raise £200 million in the sales of players, if at all they sell them perfectly, because their players really have a lot of value. There is even another player that Arsenal are looking to offload, that is Kian Tierney, who is also worth 30 or 35 million pounds. So Arsenal has a lot of players to sell. Nicola Pepe is another one. So minus sales, Arsenal had a budget of 200 million pounds to spend, and they've gone ahead to spend that money on 3 players. So the next chapter for Arsenal is to offload players. Balogun, Thomas Partey, Cedric Soares, maybe Kian Tierney, and very many others. Nicola Pepe of this world, and Arsenal will raise the money to buy Moises Caicedo. And trust me, Arsenal is willing to go hard and get it Moises Caicedo, because all these midfielders, Declan Rice and Moises Caicedo, Arteta wanted them. Kai Havertz was not onto the list of players that Mikel Arteta wanted, but when he made himself available, he went in for him. But he wanted Moises Caicedo and Declan Rice. That is it. So we might see Arsenal going in for Moises Caicedo, and they might be willing to spend another £100 million. And guys, trust me, if they happen to land this deal of Moises Caicedo, obviously it's really going to be one of those things that Arsenal would have gone ahead to make, and obviously prove very many people wrong that they are a big team and they can now break the bank. So I think Mr. Bloom, the owner of Brighton, is very happy. Do you know why? It's all about a bidding war, and it's really what he's heading to, because Chelsea is interested in the player, Arsenal are in there, they are back for the player, and they are willing to offer more than what Chelsea is willing to offer more. And by the way, Arsenal is more financially positioned than Chelsea, and they can shock you to see if they get this deal over the line in a different way altogether. So as it stands, it's all about this deal of Moises Caicedo, Arsenal going back for Moises Caicedo, and it's really one of those deals that you have to keep a very keen eye on, because they might happen in a nick of time. Because one thing I had forgotten to let you know about is that Brighton is heading to USA, even Arsenal is heading to the US. Last season, Arsenal signed Zinchenko while he's in the US with Man City. Can they accomplish another deal in the US for a player of a caliber of Moises Caicedo? All that and more into the comment section below, and I welcome your comments. Now, let's go to Declan Rice and how he was going ahead and really react to his fellow English players that play for Arsenal that has gone ahead to find there. He has said, you've got players like that is Saka, who is now one of the best wingers in the world. There is that is Ramsdale, who is one of the best goalkeepers. You've got White, a right back, who was unreal last year. There is Emily Smith-Rowe and so many in the squad. They all speak so glowing of the club of Arsenal. So Declan Rice comes to a club where he has been speaking to these players of Arsenal during the England international break matches, and they've gone ahead to give him green light on how good this side of Arsenal is. And he has gone ahead to talk about Bukayo Saka, one of the best wingers in the world, obviously, and I think he's going to really impact himself a lot onto the global scene when he's playing the Champions League. If Bukayo Saka can find himself tear up teams in the Champions League and score goals and put up assists, then he'll be arguably the best winger in the world, because the likes of Mohamed Salah, Riyad Mahrez, Vinicius Jr. have been making all those in the Champions League. So that's what Bukayo Saka needs to improve on to be really one of the best. When you look at Aaron Ramsdale, for him it's really visible. He is the best or the most valuable goalkeeper in the world at close to 80 million euros, and he's one of the best goalkeepers in the world. That's it, because your value shows your worthiness in the world, and obviously he's one of the best. Now, when you look at Ben White, he had a very good season at Arsenal, and obviously he was really unreal last year. Emily Smith-Rowe has just lifted or has just helped or aided the England under-21 squad to lift the under-21 championship that saw them beat Spain in the final. So it's all great to see that things have gone ahead to happen that way, but Declan Rice is really ready to meet these players of Arsenal and obviously train with them and create the chemistry that is well desired. Now, those two gentlemen you are saying there, they are all teenagers, but they are all 16 years of age. This is Nwaneri and this is Miles Lewis Scaly. They've not traveled with the Arsenal squad to the USA, and one will ask, why hasn't Nwaneri all traveled with Arsenal to the US? The reason is simple, that Arsenal has a bloated squad nowadays and they need to clear out players because they've flown with a very heavy squad, and there is no reason as to why you carry a player like Nwaneri that is not going to be part of that team. You know, you rather leave him to train with his fellow under 18s or reserve team and really get in touch to play certain games as you prepare as Arsenal, as Mikel Arteta prepares him, maybe to give him some minutes in some Premier League games, Champions League games, and the Carabao Cup games or FA Cup games. But I think it can't make a lot of noise for Nwaneri to be left, because last summer they traveled to the US, with the Arsenal side, because Arsenal had not yet added very many players. But from the January transfer window, Arsenal have gone ahead to add 3 players, and they've all traveled with the team. That is Trossard, Jakub Kivio, and Jorginho. They are all with the team to London. Then, so far in the summer transfer window, they've added 3. Julian Timber, Declan Rice, and Kai Havertz. They've all traveled with the team. So it shows you that 6 more additions cannot really see the likes of Nwaneri's obviously travel to the US. So your thoughts on to Arsenal going back for Moises Caicedo are welcome in the comment section below. What do you make about Declan Rice grading all Arsenal players that are really English, that is going to hate to meet at the England national team, in the comment section below? And lastly, do you think it was worth for Mikel Arteta to leave Nwaneri behind, and not to take him to the training pre-season that's going to happen in America? All that and more into the comment section below. I go by the names of Rokani David. Good morning, and may the Almighty God protect you abundantly in the night, and those in the morning, may Lord show you the way. So, for the Muslim viewers and subscribers, Barak Laufikum, I'm out. Ciao, ciao.